back for another book review. I'm gonna be off camera today because I have a cold sore, and then if I ever go and rewatch my old videos and I have a cold sore, it bothers me. So we're doing an off camera today, but I am recording with the actual camera, so hopefully the audio is about the same as normal. Should be. So anyways, let us talk about, which I couldn't show you the book anyways because it's an interloan library. So this was Hekate in the, what? I want to add words. There's not the. Just Hekate in ancient Greece. So this book is really, it talked about it in the very beginning, but it talked about how this was kind of like a dissertation thing, for college, university, about this particular goddess, and they just kind of expanded it a little bit to make it into an entire book, and it does read like that. It's very heavy into academic. It's not so untouchable that, like, if you're not in the academic world, like, you'll be utterly lost, but it's real dry, and it's really just looking at it as an academic, looking at it as a historian, and that's it. It starts off through literature, and then, I mean, it is just a historical analysis. So from literature, from, you know, some evidence that we have, because again, remember, ancient Greece was a while ago, so we don't have a lot of information. Time has changed, right? But it tries to, in this book, talk about some of the things where certain connections happened, like, why did she initially get started as a crossroads goddess? How did she get connected to snakes? It goes into a lot of this, but again, not from a pagan perspective, just from an academic perspective. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Again, academic, not my thing. It was really dry. It took so much effort and so much coffee to get through because it is so boring. I personally hate that writing style. It is so dull. But that said, it wasn't so bad that it didn't feel like the average person could read through it and, like, have an issue. Like, you could easily read through this and understand it, which is good. Sometimes the academics tend to just use big words just because, and it didn't really have that issue, which is nice. And to be honest, it is really informative on this goddess. There is a lot of information in here. If you want, again, a more historical analysis, it's great. Do I wish we had this for other deities as well? Yes, because it was good. It was just enough academic going into things. Again, not too much. The average reader isn't going to get lost, but also, like, it does have the historical side of things. It doesn't have the things we usually do in modern paganism, where it just kind of ventures off onto its own little make-believe journeys, where it's like, that's not historical. So it was kind of nice to have. And I guess that is who I would recommend this to, is, like, if you want to know about the goddess Hekate, this is, like, one of the books you should probably read. It is a little bit old. I think it came out, like, around, like, 98 or 99. So it's a little bit older, but I mean, we're talking about an ancient goddess. Like, not a lot's gonna change. And so it's really, if you are a practitioner who works with Hekate, you're learning about her, you want to have, like, a serious study about her, you want to have a well-rounded, you know, idea of who she was and in the ancient world, how it was practiced, and the different lore and culture and stuff, you should probably read this. If you're a casual pagan who's just, like, wanting to just sort of jive with her, I think you should still read it, but if, like, you're not particularly just interested in learning about Hekate, you don't need to read this one. Like, there's no nugget for, like, the average pagan to really get from this, other than, like, I guess if you care about the Greeks, maybe. But yeah, I mean, if you want to learn more about her, this is a really good book. You don't always need to read just from pagan authors. Sometimes it is good to get information just from the academic side as well. Thank you to my Patreon peeps. If you would like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it's patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day, and until next time, blessed be.